book cover influences people to actually read the book. Browsing down the library aisles can be really fun, all the wonderful stories and cool book designs. But how do you choose which one to read? The one with the coolest book cover? Well, that's what the authors, most of them by the way, want you to do. Today I'll be discussing how a book cover influences people by explaining what a book cover is used for, online covers, different groups of people's preferences, publishers' popularity, and design preference in general. What a book cover is used for. All book covers almost need to give a good representation of the genre of the book they represent. The genre and tone can both easily be visually demonstrated by finding the perfect images and font. If your book cover is visually appealing and can signify that you spent time and effort on it, it can end up making you seem like a professional author, even if it's your first book. That can bring in readers on its own. Despite the well-known message of not judging a book by that cover, that is exactly what the authors want you to do. If the reader is intrigued with the cover, they are more likely to investigate the back or wherever the summary of the book is. And as you can see up here, this is a book demonstration. You can visually see the genre, and you can see that it has a fantasy adventure plot going on. You can see they have a fantasy-like font that's all swoopy and mystical. And then you can tell that it was either like hand-drawn, digitally drawn, so they spent effort on it and time. The online book cover aspect. When a self-publisher or professional one designs a future cover, they need to keep a few things in mind, such as if you even work with a professional and have your book advertised all over the media, websites like Twitter, all those other stuff, it's not going to help bring in sales unless it has a good cover to draw on those people. When your book is advertised online, it doesn't have the same aspect as an in-store browser. When you're at the store, you can get to see the covers up close, so even if the text is small, you can still make it out if it's a cool cover or not. But when people scroll through books online, you're probably one of the only things that can bring that potential reader in. So basically, if you have a bad cover, you're going to get nearly as many readers from online. Certain ages, groups, genre readers, and genders prefer certain designs. Although certain opinions definitely affect this, studies have shown that different ages, groups, genre readers, and genders impact which cover they will choose. When you're writing a genre that typically has a theme across all books that even other authors write, it can help to make sure your books look similar but still stand out. According to Arunas Gudavincius, young women tend to pick books just on a cover a lot more than men of the same age. That means if your book is targeted towards that age group, you want a good cover. Some similar studies show that women of ages 18 to 35 generally like cool colors such as blue and purple covers, while men 56 and older like warmer colors. Unlike these previous statistics, young children who haven't developed a certain genre or certain opinions they just like to read, they don't usually pick it on the cover as much as older readers. The publisher's popularity. And here are some well-known publishers, but covers that, that's the wrong one. If an author decides to work with a professional and well-known publishing brand to get their cover design, it can attract readers on its own. Working with an established brand can help you get into places that they have connections with, such as a Hallmark store or gift store with tons and tons of books. Likewise, the readers know that your book has potential because of the brand choosing to support you along the way. In other words, it's like holding up a giant, look, they support my book sign. The people that decide which books get the bestseller awards hardly ever give that award to self-published books. With an award on your cover, such as the Book Browse Award, which is selecting some of the best books of the year, can bring in a lot more readers as well. Overall design preferences. Covers that aren't busy and have neat and professional looks generally tend to be more appealing. Of course, some people may like the busy covers, but studies show that most people decide if they like a product in under 2 minutes on color and design alone. So if your cover is just an eyesore and not appealing, if your cover is just an eyesore and not appealing to look at, you just lost a reader. Going back to how if a book can can illustrate what it's about, they can intrigue the readers rather than if it was all chaotic and hard to read. It's also helpful to make sure they can see your title and have it stand out. And here we have a cover of the book, The Bazaar. This is a redesign. You can see, sorry. So, and then we have the old one. You can see that the top one, it looks a lot more professional and put together, but this one, it has like two different fonts, and it has the blue and orange, and it's just kind of like, what is that? And then you can look at that and see it's kind of neat and looking nice. In conclusion, so now that you know that we covered what a book is used for, the online reader's views, different groups of people's preferences, the publisher's popularity, and general design preference, now you know that you are supposed to judge a book by its cover, and that's what the authors want. The book cover clearly does influence how many people read it, but so now you can know that you don't have to be guilty about picking the book with a cooler cover now. It's just the natural thing.